Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. XRP on the daily right here. Not too much to talk about right now. The trend still kind of moving in the same direction that it has been for the last little while. We did see a significant drop a couple of days ago, but the trend for XRP and other cryptos are still managing, or at least trying to make their way up. We haven't seen any lower lows, so we're seeing higher lows, higher highs, so that's good for the meantime. And after this Bitcoin halving, we were all kind of not really knowing what to expect. I know some of us were thinking the trend would go up. Myself, I think the trend will go up eventually, but we are still in for some lows. We are still in for a downtrend. Let me bring up BTC. And I'm going to show you guys something here. So this is Bitcoin on the daily, and you can see the trend is similar to that of XRP because all the trends in the crypto space are currently the same. Bitcoin hit that $10,000 mark, retraced, and now trying to rally once again. Well, guys, I took a fractal. Guess what this fractal is from? If you cannot guess, it was from the last Bitcoin halving. And so I'm not suggesting that this pattern is going to repeat itself as a carbon copy, but before the last halving in July 2016, we saw Bitcoin make a peak and then it came down, and in and around this area was, I believe, the exact day that Bitcoin halved in 2016. So we are already further along. Bitcoin based, it basically moved sideways for a little while, for about a month, and then it dropped, okay? It dropped significantly. I'll give you the percentage of the drop here. Let me just bring that up. So it dropped from here to here, and so that is a 40% drop from the high. From the halving, it would have been about roughly 30% because in and around the day that it halved, it was again around this area here. So even if we just look at this and we look at it in terms of today's numbers, what can we glean from this information? Well, and not to say that this is going to happen exactly, but this brings Bitcoin essentially right back down to almost exactly 6,000 per BTC, 5,999 per BTC. Okay, so bringing us back in this level of support here, 6,000, again, a round number. Also, what does support look like at 6,000? I don't have those numbers up myself. But this is, I'm just saying, this is what we could see before the rally. And again, guys, I took these numbers from the last Bitcoin halving, which happened 2016. So this fractal was taken from here. Yes, here. I took it from the top here all the way to the bottom here. Okay, and the halving took place somewhere in and around, it was around here. No, it was here, okay? So in and around that area where it was basing. The day of the halving in 2016 was July 9th, I believe. And then about a month later, or more than a month later, 2 months later, we saw that dip down. So we could still see lower prices for Bitcoin in the summer. And that will bring, inadvertently, that will bring the rest of the cryptocurrency market down with it. So it's something to think about. Don't get too excited right away. We still have a ways to go before that rally continues. But once it does, it is going to be glorious. Guys, I saw this from Crypto Dash at crypto_ODL on Twitter. For the doubters out there, this is called capitulation. Checkmate, match. The fat lady is waiting for her limo, wanting to go home. Basically, the end is here, says Crypto Dash. This with regards to JPMorgan and how they're opening accounts for Bitcoin exchanges. Coinbase and Gemini up first. That's right, America's biggest financial firm is changing its tune on Bitcoin. Originally reposted by the Wall Street Journal, the $2.6 trillion bank will begin offering bank accounts to Gemini and Coinbase cryptocurrency exchanges. Per the banking relationship, which was solidified last month, JPMorgan will provide deposit, withdrawal, and transferring services for Coinbase and Gemini customers with automated clearinghouse infrastructure. Historically, it has been difficult for cryptocurrency exchanges to secure reliable banking relationships for fear of fraud and money laundering, something that has led them to rely on sketchy payment processors instead. The news then is particularly significant not just because of JPMorgan's staunch stance against cryptocurrencies in the past, but because this could open avenues for better banking relationships for Bitcoin companies going forward. Guys, it is like we are living in a different universe in 2020 versus where we were living in 2017 vis-a-vis cryptocurrencies. I don't know if you guys remember this. JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud that will eventually blow up. This smug SOB right here. Yes, he was the one who said that, the CEO of JPMorgan Chase. Okay, fast forward 3 years and now JPMorgan is actually saying, hey, all you people who like to trade in cryptocurrency, we are going to open accounts for you guys and make it easy for you guys, you Coinbase and Gemini customers, to clear your profits with us via our automated clearinghouse infrastructure, our ACH. So, interesting change of tune, and yes, I do agree with the sentiment here. The fat lady is waiting in her limo, wanting to go home, guys. It is all over. Cryptocurrency regulations are clearly far enough along for institutional investors to be able to at least trade cryptocurrencies. Now, real world utility for cryptos, on the other hand, I'm not entirely sure where we're at with that. But this is a great step in the right direction, because you know the next step after this? Institutional investors dumping money into the crypto market, and it'll make that $250 billion market cap look like bupkis. We've also got Stephen Bull from the DF here. Hyperinflation is slowly hitting the US. This is the result of the Fed printing too many dollars. He retweeted this from Gold Telegraph, breaking: the Labor of Department reported today that prices US customers paid for groceries jumped 2.6% in April, the largest one-month pop since February 1974. Okay, it is no coincidence that this is happening as the Fed is just printing and printing and printing and printing money. The supply chain for food is very precarious at the best of times, and US grocers understand margins and the idea that if the Fed is printing money, there is more money out there in the world, and so the value of a dollar is actually going down. Okay, we don't see this with cryptocurrencies. We're not seeing this with Bitcoin. We're not seeing this with XRP, other cryptocurrencies as well. These currencies are in fact deflationary. And so this is a problem with fiat money. And if the world keeps going this way, you know, I always think to myself, well, if the world just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, what's the best thing to fight that? Well, I've got one answer, obviously: to be rich, because money talks, baby. I'm on my way there, as I'm sure all you cryptocurrency investors are as well. And so cryptocurrency, our golden goose egg, folks. Anyway, let's keep moving along here, but some food for thought, no pun intended. Thanks so much, Stephen Bull from the DF, for posting that. And guys, did you see this? Newly launched W3EX exchange lists XRP. And so I've been saying this, more exchanges listing XRP is a good thing. And now the W3EX exchange has also decided to list XRP. According to the announcement, W3EX users can trade XRP with Tether, but BTC trading is also available. W3EX is based in Australia, but is regulated in Singapore. It provides one-stop crypto services such as OTC trading, crypto exchange, and margin trading. Very, very interesting there for people looking to trade in Australia and Singapore. So this from the XRP Arcade. I got to thank Leonidas for that. I know he runs this site. And why I'm telling you guys this is very important. I have to keep hitting this point home, because users are shifting to Ripple due to Bitcoin and Ethereum congestion. Guys, this is why XRP being listed on all these exchanges, even if you do not use 99.9% of the exchanges that I mention on here, this is why it's important, because the liquidity that will run through XRP will rise in the next bull run if it is widely listed on multiple exchanges for this exact reason. Congestion. According to new research, users are shifting to the Ripple ledger due to congestion on the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchain. This comes as increased cryptocurrency adoption is resulting in higher network fees across major cryptocurrencies. The research was published on the Spring blog. Spring is Ripple's development arm that focused on developing and further Ripple's technology. And so the fact of the matter is, a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum trading has been going on. Users have been noticing that there is a lot of congestion on their exchanges, and therefore, what are they going to resort to? Well, the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, XRP. It is the next logical option for those who don't already know that it is the fastest cryptocurrency, just because it is listed as number 3 by market cap on CoinMarketCap. So when people search cryptocurrency, CoinMarketCap is the first thing that comes up on Google, or cryptocurrency lists, or whatever search term you want to type in. So there are going to be more eyeballs on XRP, and it will just be a happy coincidence to some that XRP will be the fastest for their transactions. And this is why it's important. The more volume going through XRP, the more liquidity, and we will eventually then see the market cap rise again for XRP in the next bull run. Remember when we saw XRP usurp Ethereum, going to number 2 spot in terms of market cap? Well, I definitely think we will see that again, especially if more users will be trading through XRP because of this exact reason, congestion. So this is all great news for the space, and even the fact that people are already starting to see this is really, really amazing. Guys, we got Matthew Liny here on Twitter, and so Ripple partner DLocal and Shopify now are partnered to expand merchant payment offerings. The Shopify ecosystem consists of more than 1 million businesses in more than 175 countries. Just down here, Matt points this out. The partnership allows international e-commerce merchants the ability to accept local payment methods in emerging markets through DLocal's payment processing network. DLocal's integration with Shopify enables merchants to bypass the typically time-consuming setup through a payment gateway and gain real-time syncing and business management capabilities. Here's a quote: "Having the ability to accept local payments will open e-commerce SMB merchants up to new business and help them deliver a positive customer experience online without unnecessary payment processing lag." Okay, this from Rodrigo Sanchez Prandi, VP of Product at DLocal. He goes on to say, "We are pleased to be able to offer localized payments to better meet the needs of the people who live in emerging markets and the businesses looking to grow and expand into these areas." Really, really great information there. And guys, for those of you who do not know, I know Matthew Liny pointed it out, but Ripple, a partner of DLocal, and this was way back. So this article was back from 2018, and then they list in this article, late last year, it was announced RippleNet was servicing more than 100 financial institutions, including, and then it lists a bunch, and DLocal being one of them. So a partner of Ripple since 2017. Not only that, now you can buy this with your XRP. Another one from the XRP arcade, now you can buy a sofa with XRP and other cryptocurrencies. So Belliani, a European online furniture seller, has partnered with BitPay to accept payments in digital currencies from its customers. According to a press release, Belliani, the first large international furniture brand to go live with BitPay, is a Europe-based web-only international seller of furniture and home accessories. The company offers over 100,000 on-trend and high-quality pieces of home and garden furniture, from traditional dining room and contemporary items to greatly reduced prices. For new customers paying in crypto, Belliani is offering £100 off purchases of £400 or more. So if you use your crypto to pay, you can get £100 off, a discount, obviously, this for customers in the UK. The company employs more than 500 people and offers free shipping. Over 1 million customers across 16 countries, so not just the UK, in Europe, including Germany, Switzerland, Austria, the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden, Finland, Poland, Czech Republic, and Hungary purchased furniture from Belliani. As the first furniture seller to accept cryptocurrency through BitPay, users can pay with BTC, BCH, XRP, and Ethereum, as well as $4 pegged stablecoins. So great news, XRP being utilized in the ecosystem, cryptocurrency being accepted at this online furniture store. I think the owner of this store is really forward thinking. I go to a sushi restaurant here where I live, and they accept Bitcoin. Now, right now, I'm not in a position to pay with Bitcoin. I would rather pay with my useless fiat. I am holding my crypto, obviously, for that next bull run, but let's say for sake of argument, Bitcoin does go right back up to 300,000 per BTC. Let's say I cash some out into fiat, and then let's say the bull run ends, and Bitcoin comes all the way back down like we saw it did in 2018 and in 2019. Well, the fact of the matter remains, Bitcoin has never gone lower than about 3,100 per BTC. So if you are the type of person who bought BTC at $1,000 or $500 or, $400, $300, whatever it is, and Bitcoin bottoms out at 3,100, you're still into money. And so I know some people are not so necessarily hell-bent on keeping every single coin that they have and cashing out into fiat. Some people like to use their cryptocurrency for everyday use. A lot of these guys who have been in crypto for a long time, like I know the CEO of BINANCE, Changpeng Zhao, has mentioned that he just kind of takes out money as he needs it. Or was it Justin Sun? I don't remember exactly who it was. I think it was Changpeng Zhao. He says he takes out money as he needs it, and he says, but most of his money is in crypto, and he just pays with crypto where he can. I mean, you got to think, if you got into Bitcoin when it was $1 or $2, even if it went up to 20,000 and then back down to 3,000, you are still a multi-millionaire. And, spending a few bucks on a sushi meal is probably not that big of a deal, even if you are using your Bitcoin at 3,100 per BTC, right? For a lot of us, we've more recently bought our crypto, and so we want to see it moon first. Nevertheless, this is how adoption is going to happen, guys. So great on the owner of Belliani for accepting crypto. I think that is a move in the right direction, especially for you, my friend. I feel like this company is a small company. I'm sure it's not. I haven't done any research on Belliani specifically, but I'm sure they're bigger than when I'm making them sound as big as the little sushi restaurant in my neighborhood. Anyway, guys, Ian Northing reposted this. He sent me this because I did a video on Miguel Alves and where he could possibly be at this point. Well, he's tweeted out, "Thank you, Miguel Alves, for all you have done." And so Miguel Alves tweeting out to everybody here in the XRP community, "Thank you to everyone who reached out with the kind words. By the way, Ripple is in great hands, and it just felt like the right time to move on. Leaves me a little more time to spend with this guy, obviously teaching his kid. Hopefully I'm a better teacher than a barber. P.S. Be kind to each other out there." So Miguel Alves, no ill will towards Ripple. At least that's what we can infer from this tweet here. So a bit of an update on that. Thanks so much, Ian Northing, for posting that. And guys, XRP Crypto Wolf posted this. "Ripple is hiring a director of product management to bring a new RippleNet loans product offering to market. I don't know if you know about this. Help us transform payments, Ripple Director of Payment Management Loans." So there's a new job posting for that loans position. Interesting we didn't put the pieces of the puzzle together sooner. Eric Dadoon on Twitter at @eDadoon posted this. "Once upon a time, Miguel Alves implied Ripple may use some XRP as a lender of last resort. Fast forward, now it's supposedly being built. It's as if they had a plan and, adjusting as needed, are executing it. Fake shock. Of course, liquidity plus infrastructure first, everything else later." And so I'm sure you guys heard about this story. Ripple loans may open the door for XRP adoption and liquidity. Not going to get into this. This is essentially taken from Ashish Birla's tweet here, looking for a product director to bring an entirely new RippleNet product offering to market. Loans. See more details below. Interesting here, Anders Lundberg points out on that post that I just showed you guys, a low ego and high drive to deliver. That's really funny. I'm sure they find all kinds of people in Silicon Valley. Nevertheless, Ripple has been working to establish its presence worldwide, and according to a recent job listing, it looks like the real-time gross settlement company is dipping its feet into the lending pool. So will we see XRP for loans? What will that mean? And most importantly, how will that affect the price? Right? Price. Price is always what we're so interested in. Well, guys, I saw this here on Twitter. This is Arthur Portilla, and he explains it very, very nicely. Here's his tweet thread. So RippleNet traditionally served its customers with cross-border payment offerings. However, Ripple is expanding into loans. This person will bring a new loan product, and again, this is the job posting here, a new loan product to market from concept to launch for RippleNet customers. This person will bring strong leadership skills as they will need to collaborate heavily with cross-functional internal teams and the financial ecosystem of partners and customers. So essentially retweeting out that posting and Ashish Birla's tweet there. And so not only did he post that, Arturo Portilla explains how this is actually beneficial for XRP and XRP hodlers. Now, bear with me. Let me just read you this. The real questions are here. Assuming the loans will be granted in a cross-border basis, how is Ripple planning to allocate the funds in the relevant foreign jurisdictions? And if XRP is the answer, at least in ODL-enabled corridors, what kind of flexibility does this allow for? He goes on to say, if you can source liquidity on demand to satisfy payment needs as they arise, why couldn't you source working capital on demand to cover your operative expenses as they become payable? I presume this could reduce both the financial cost of the loan and the borrower's credit risk. Number one, he says, which would lead us to a brilliant, actually genius, synergy with ODL. Explanation below. So he describes it. When you only address remittances, there's a flow asymmetry between remittance sending countries and remittance receiving countries. As a consequence thereof, products such as ODL may cause a market asymmetry between the two corridors, i.e. USD and MXN. While ODL increases XRP buying pressure in the US, it increases XRP selling pressure in Mexico. However, the lack of demand for XRP in countries like Mexico creates a need for arbitrators and institutional traders to buy XRP in Mexico so that the XRP can be sent back to the US as there's buying pressure in the US, and there'll probably be arbitrage opportunities in order to satisfy more and more remittances. So he's talking about supply and demand in each country that is utilizing XRP as ODL in those specific corridors. He goes on to say, so that's how XRP liquidity is mainly created at remittance receiving countries. You basically rely on opportunists to seek and make a profit on arbitrage opportunities. The challenge here is, how do I stop relying on these opportunists, or at least how do I diversify the markets? How do I create a flow of funds from remittance receiving countries into remittance sending countries? And guys, here is the answer. That's right. you lend capital to remittance receiving countries, so they have to make recurrent payments to the lending country plus an agreed interest. Number 6, if such a loan repayment plus interest are made through XRP, or ODL for this matter, you are essentially increasing the demand for XRP in the remittance receiving country, as borrowers are required to buy XRP in order to send the payment to the lender. So borrowers would be buying XRP from incoming remittances in order to repay their loans and send the money back to the remittance sending country. Bingo, that's how you increase XRP liquidity in remittance receiving markets and reduce your reliance on opportunists. So lending capital to remittance receiving countries, so they have to make recurrent payments to the lending country plus an agreed upon interest. Guys, the supply and demand balance needs to essentially go out of whack in order for XRP price to rise. And as we can see here with more and more verticals, namely this specific one, lending, we could see this happen. This from Tentitoshi on Twitter. Thank you for the insight. The first possibility that came to mind is a solution for correspondent banks who could hold XRP to provide money changing services between a fiat and XRP. Likely to the case for fiat to fiat exchanges, they need to hedge volatility risk on the asset. Arturo Pertilla responds, thanks for chiming in. The considerations to weigh in are definitely endless. I was also guessing that this was going to initially be targeted to small/medium PSPs who are RippleNet members and somehow settled through ODL since all the compliance is being built over there. So a great thread here from Arturo Pertilla explaining how, with XRP as loans, we could see demand rise for XRP in certain markets and therefore a rise in price. Guys, one thing I have to remind you before I go today, this from King Solomon at XRP_owl on Twitter. XRP is ready for global enterprise adoption, more importantly, utilization. So the testing is done, the rails are done by Ripple and many others. Everyone else is just catching up at this point. The most efficient digital asset in the world. If you can't see it by now, you are blind. And so I gotta say that about Jamie Dimon. He couldn't understand crypto back in 2017. Now he's trying to save face, and JPMorgan is opening accounts for Bitcoin exchanges. That all said though, XRP is going to be the future for payments. If you guys can't see it now, you are blind, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.